being the backup deck, we are finally playing Breeches Eager Pillager in Modern. It's kind of funny, like, Enterprising Scallywag and like, we could have played this deck last season. These are both cards from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Specifically, again, Enterprising Scallywag has been a card that's been on my radar for a long time. We've been playing it in a few decks too, and it's been a good card too. It's a 2-mana 2/2 at the beginning of your instep. If you've descended, make a treasure this turn. It's a card that's very similar to Ragavan in the sense that it is a red pirate that makes a treasure token every single turn. But unlike Ragavan, it costs 2 mana, but it doesn't have to successfully attack to get the treasure, and it also has 2 toughness, which is really, really big deal. It's also a pirate. And so, I remember, like, there was a long time I was toying with, like, because there's also, like, other goblins that descend, and there are also other pirates that descend from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and I was, like, for a long time, like, really kind of stuck on these 2 cards. Because Breeches Eager Pillager is also, like, is a good standard card. It's a 3-mana 3/3. First strike, whenever a pirate you control attacks, choose one that has not been chosen this turn. Make a treasure token, target creature can't block, exile the top card of your library, you may play it this turn. So it's mana acceleration, combat trick, card advantage, pretty good. And obviously we have, you know, the best pirate ever printed, Ragavan, Nimble, Pilferer. And so it's just like, I think if you have, and another thing about this archetype too is, like, I think Orcish Bowmasters are not super well positioned at the moment. They're not awful, obviously they're still, like, pretty good card, modern staple, but I think there's a pretty good chance Scallywag is better. Like, you know, top decks of the format are, like, Titan, or maybe not Titan anymore, but, like, Zoo Rhino specifically, Bowmasters are really bad against, so those are kind of, like, the top 2 decks, super duper popular. And just, like, being in on, like, Scallywag instead, I think is pretty interesting. If you have 4 Ragavan, 4 Scallywag, Breeches is a pretty interesting pre-drop, and the Rakdos archetype, but we can has Enterprising Scallywag in it, and not really for any other reason. Now, this is good. We can cast our Enterprising Scallywag on turn 2. Something we really want to do with this hand. Okay, and we have run into the buy, I guess. Although they have 2 archive traps. And a Heejin Crab that they did not play on turn 1. I guess I'm going to take one of the archive traps. So now they're going to archive trap me here. And I'm taking the crab. If I take the crab, they're not really getting their Visions of Beyond online. They also have to draw a 3rd land for Tasha's, and the Thoughtseize can kind of answer the Tasha's somewhat cleanly. Blue-white mill, interesting. Okay, so here it is. Tasha's Visions, mystery card. Let me go ahead and just attack for 4. I think I'm okay to tank a Tasha's. You still Thoughtseize the Visions if that's what they play next turn. I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Scallywag, get my treasure. Left them with Crab. What would you have taken instead? Since you have plenty of creature removal. We didn't have any in the hand though, right? We did draw one, right? Okay, so they cycle the Visions, they play a Crab. They also have plenty of Crabs. So they have Tasha's and they have 2 other spells in their hand, I'm presuming. Let's go get in for 6. Probably gonna Thoughtseize plus Molten Collapse. Probably Visions, yeah. The Visions was not very good if we did take the Crab. I think that Crab. They have another Visions, which I need to take, otherwise they get to mill 3 and the Thoughtseize counts for a total of 20. It was always such a good matchup for Rakdos. BKK Club, 14 months. Thank you. Welcome back. They draw a fetch land next turn. You're milling me for like an extra 9 plus the Tasha's, but I feel like my mana curve is just... Really, it's just too high for that to be enough. I guess they could, like, just get lucky and mill all of my high mana values and Tasha's gets the rest. Got a lot of 3s. Is this any permanent or just non-token? Non-token permanent. But yeah, treasure does not trigger it. It doesn't trigger itself. It tosses me down to 10 cards in the library, dead on board. Pretty common how... I mean, their hand was honestly phenomenal, but we agree scam. And then they didn't have a hand anymore. Okay, Kroxa in. There's a lot of basics. I don't think we're going to try to Blood Moon them. I definitely... Flame Slash is better than Molten Collapse. Probably not going to play Molten Collapse. Could play 61 like this. Don't think I'm playing Chalice of the Void. Could play Chalice of the Void. This is probably pretty good. I guess we could play Legion's End also. Legion's End is definitely better than Molten Collapse. Molten Collapse can get like some of their like 1-mana graveyard hate cards. I'll play Legion's End and be at 62 on the draw. Alright, I'm gonna keep this one. Kind of nice also to like be able to go like Thoughtseize into Scallywag and to just turn 3 hardcast Grief. I feel like that's going to be a somewhat common play today. No, I think that they can fetch like they're a Prismatic Vista deck, right? They have a lot of basics. I don't think this is a Blood Moon matchup. Okay, Visions, Tasha's, Ruin Crab, Explosives, Archive Trap. I'm going to fetch next turn. I guess I'm taking the Archive Trap. The card for Tasha's. I think it is bad to board in like almost a blank card just because it has 8 mana value against a deck with Tasha's Hideous Laughter in it. Also, potentially, if they mill over a Kroxa, we would have the possibility of escaping that next turn, which would be pretty good against them. I also can Scallywag and a push this turn. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go fire it off now. I really don't want them to like play a land and then, oh no, I haven't used this Fatal Push yet. Okay, they haven't milled over a Kroxa for me yet. 3 more looks. There's a Kroxa. So if I evoke the Grief, that triggers Descend, which lets me potentially Kroxa next turn. Looks like they're trying to Explosives on 2, but they have... Okay, they have instead Explosives on 1. No players, am I right? Okay, let's evoke the second Kroxa. Tasha's... I should have played the Voidwalker first, of course. Oopsie. Naturals, 18 months, thank you, welcome back. What's my favorite movie with pirates in it? Why is it Muppets Treasure Island? I recall as a child enjoying that movie. Nothing else is coming to mind. A True Roots and Standard? No, I haven't. I despite the Go Live notification, I haven't actually been playing much Standard. Besides the 75k, those are actually the only matches of Standard I've played. Nice to get to kind of shrink my graveyard a little bit. I'm actually going to exile all my creatures in case they brought in Crypt Incursion. Good morning, Spike Legs. Let's go, dude. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch Dune 2. To be honest, I was kind of I didn't really like love the first one. It was okay. It was like visually really cool, but then I saw those sandworms, and I gotta see the sandworms. Windswept Teeth, Elvish Mist. I think Elves is actually not a good matchup for Rakdos post Fury. This was at least my experience playing with Elves a lot recently. I think I'm actually gonna go Thoughtseize plus Scryland. Don't play Griston Elves in my opinion. I guess Elves still be Elves though. They did rip the land off the top.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Sorry, Surveil Land, not Surveil Land. We're playing one at the moment. Not 100% sure. That's right. I do think I gotta push this Leaf Crown Visionary. The 2 Heritage Druids. So if they draw land here, they're, kind of off to the races. Now, I don't know if I want to play Breeches or if I want to play Fable. Let me tackle this Dauthi Voidwalker. I think we came here to play Breeches. An extra card every turn also. Imagine you have Bowmasters. Yeah, I agree. Bowmaster's good against Elves. It's not amazing. It's a lot of times 2-mana gut shot. It is better against Leaf Crown Visionary than other draws. Maybe Fable. Our hand isn't winning right now. The redraw seems strong. This literally draws a card every single turn. Alright, so they do have a Court of Calling also as the big payoff here, so we need to find some removal. Just another Fable. We dead this turn? Maybe dead this turn. Every draw step for my opponent was also like pretty relevant, unfortunately. We have to bring in a Legion's End. Flame Slash 2 explosives. Probably will bring in Sheoldred's Edict. No. Esther, thank you for the 34 months. Love you, sweetie. Swinnote, the 41. Love you, sweetie. Thank you for the 41 months. Falling Steve with the 17. Okay, another Devoted Druid. They also don't have any black mana for this Grist. Alright, let's discard Fable Breeches. So unless I can kill this Elvish Archdruid this turn. Oh yeah, Cursed Totem, duh. Sorry, Totem's cracked. So they can tap this for 5, and then they have... Yeah, they can't activate Azuri here, which is nice. But the Azuri is gonna cook me if I don't find a removal spell here. Find a Thoughtseize. Which is kind of frustrating because I could have left back the Voidwalker and then Voidwalkered the Grist. If they just get another Archdruid, I guess we're still dead. Or like, I'm assuming this is 13. They do get the Azuri. We're gonna block and regen. Game 2. Infinite with Azuri into Devoted Druids. Okay, yeah, you're right. Oh, Elves gamers. Okay, Cursed Totem, explosives, Legion's End. I think you bring in the Edict. You cut all the... Well, Ragavan on the play is kind of okay. Ragavan's pretty bad on the draw, though. I'm gonna cut 6 cards. Let's trim at least 1 Breeches, probably 2. Fable's also, like... Like these 3-drops just kind of aren't it. I feel. Go down to 4. Trim 4th Ragavan's probably okay. Maybe just don't play the Edict. Edict's pretty bad. Yeah, I think you want Dauthi Voidwalker. It's a pretty good clock in the matchup. Alright, I will keep Grief Scan. Explosives. Yeah, no, I'm definitely an Elf gamer. How does Azuri go infinite with 2 Devoted Druids? They just kind of well, so you go when you activate Azuri to get +3/+3. This allows you to make 3 mana with each Devoted Druid, so that's +6 mana for a 5 activation cost. So it's infinite mana, infinite power. Take that and the Archdruid probably. It's infinite once you've activated Azuri once. Yeah, but you could also activate the Azuri off the first Devoted Druids pretty reasonably, right? Ocean Infinity, good username. Thank you for the 4 months. Would Owls of Titanium H3 be a tier deck? So this is a problem I fell into, or a trap I fell into during MH2 season, where you just really almost can't evaluate how you just can't evaluate how good a deck is going to be post MH3, because MH3 is going to completely change what Modern looks like. Y'all keeping this Ragavan here? I think I'm keeping the Ragavan. I need to draw some action. Like Modern is just not going to be this. It's just not going to be the same format. You know, it's going to be a completely new format, and so you can't. We don't know what the metagame is going to look like. We don't know like what other cards are going to be printed. I think were Priest of Titania printed into Modern right now, and that's like the only card different. Owls would be like significantly better, and like I would try it in some tournaments, but. I've played a lot of elves lately, and like I mostly just feel like Elvish Archdruid just sucks, but you need it as like your mana engine. And Priest of Titania is like it's much easier to go like end of turn chord, untap Priest of Titania, Quarian Ranger, untap Priest of Titania, go crazy. You can Tyvar to get back your Priest of Titania too, and then give it haste with your Tyvar. So, like I think that like this dynamic is very exciting and potentially good. But again, it's just Modern is just going to be so different. It's just a waste of time, I think, to try to figure out right now. Will a deck be good post MH3? So they have Chord for 2 available here. If I dash this Ragavan, I sincerely doubt that they would Chord for 2 and then block with like maybe they will get Dwynen's Elite and block, but that would also just kind of be okay with me. That's their whole turn. I guess I probably should have played my land first though, so if that was their play, I could channel Takenuma, so that's probably a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, this is what I expect them to do, just not use the chord right now, and then they're pretty soft to me just playing explosives on 2 here. Yeah, they could also print another, they could print another like batch of elves too. We just don't know what's going on yet. Look as a sign they're trying to push the archetype. Yeah, hopefully, but again, it's too soon. Too fucking soon. Allosaurus Shepherd. Yeah, Shepherd would be fine, I think. If Allosaurus Shepherd gets printed, like kind of one of the biggest things is like you could just play Chalice on 1 and Elves pretty easy, because you just play 4 Cavern or Allosaurus Shepherd and you're just good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this explosive. Yeah, MH3, I don't even think we still have an official release date, but it's June-ish is what I'm hearing. Where are soldiers MH3? Hopefully everywhere. Shepherd would not be fine. It goes into Amulet/Yogg now. I mean, they already have... Yogg has Delighted Halfling, which would likely be a lot better. I'm not even sure Allosaurus Shepherd would be... Like, you can play Veil of Summer in that deck, you can play Defense Grid. Like, is it significantly different than those cards? I kind of don't think so. Okay, they are not dead on board. Go to 1, and I get to play my Enterprising Scallywag. Orcish Bowmaster may be a little bit better here against my elf opponent at 1 life than Scallywag would be. Hard to say for sure. Draw land, I can channel Takenuma, return Ragavan also. Although I guess they're probably going to Rex Sage my treasure token. Channeling Takenuma does trigger Descend, which is something. They have no cards in their hand. Seems unlikely that we would really be able to lose this game. Boros Convoke and Modern with New Ajani. Yeah, New Ajani's interesting. I like, to some extent you want other cats in your deck, like Wild Nikotl and the Sheoldred Brawler. To some extent you want to play like Lightning Bolt, or probably not Gutshot, but you know, just ways to kill your own creatures so you can flip a Johnny. This is often going to be done like in response to like an opposing removal spell, but this feels like something you want. Okay, we're fighting here. Pretty tough to get out top decked in these kind of games. Okay. When you have this card in your deck. It is, I think, on top of not being able to counter it, you can Summoner's Pact for it, Chord, etc. Yeah, I don't know. To some extent, like it's a 1-mana 1/1. It's a very fragile card. That I think Yawgmoth is already a deck that's very good against counter magic, because you have Chord of Calling, you have Delighted Halfling, you have like Cauldron, and which is like so cheap, can kind of gets underneath stuff really well. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna play these Chalices. I think. Well, yeah, I think we're bringing the Chalices. Wait, did I not have this Flame Slash in? I think I just accidentally dragged it away. I think I had it in. And on the draw, maybe not. They also have Cavern in their deck. Yeah, probably just should have had them on the play. A little bit of a oopsie, I think. We have to go back up. Just go play 3/3 split of the 3 drops. Kroxa could also be like kind of good here. Let's play 3 Fable, since it plays a little bit better with the Kroxa. Just 1. Soul Avenger, thank you for the 16 months. Glad you're liking the stream. Sorry I hurt your wallet. Got our load-bearing Thoughtseize here. Oh, sorry, I should have let on Blood Crypt, so I have doubled the Send Enabler. Agatha's Soul Cauldron, and Elven Chorus, and Elvish Archdruid. Kind of a phenomenal hand. So if I take Chorus or War Master, I can play the Voidwalker, and then their Cauldron will basically be blank the rest of this game, which is nice. I can't take Archdruid, because then they just Cauldron it. I could take Cauldron. I think I'm going to take the Elven Chorus. Yeah, I've been liking Scallywag in just a variety of decks. It's just a good modern 2-drop. So I can't push the Voidwalker this turn, or the Elvish Archdruid this turn, lest the Cauldron wreck me. Let's play Voidwalker this turn, and I think plan to go fetch Scallywag push next turn. There's Agatha Soul Cauldron, and then now it's 2 new mystery cards. They have a Grist. They're going to minus the Grist. They do minus the Grist, which is so good for them here since they get to unlock the Cauldron. Grist good after all, huh? I truly cannot beat this Agatha Soul Cauldron. What? Their other card is Azuri? Let's go, dude. Alright, losing to Elves is a noble death. I wonder if this is just like in the sideboard for matchups like this. Like I played Cauldron in the main deck of Elves once, and it was like, it was interesting, but it was really only good in matchups like this. Did I even draw anything? I guess I could draw explosives. Explosives on 3. Then they could regen the Archdruid. Okay, dead. Yeah, this was also kind of my experience playing a lot of elves recently. Is that like the Rakdos matchup is just kind of favorable with no Fury anymore. I think we won like 3 times in a row or something. Yeah. Did the mod just turn the mech on, or have they been on? And I just haven't seen any redemptions. Yeah, looks like they are on. Settings look great. Yeah, you gotta wait for the thing to come up. Desert Nomad 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. They've been on but out of stock. But it's weird because I haven't seen a redemption. You know what I mean? Like I haven't been doing deck tech, so I don't know why they're out of stock. Kind of weird. I think I almost want to just take the bauble. They're off. I just looked at it though. The check was on. Maybe if a mod can like handle it, that'd be nice. Let's take the bolt. Nomad, 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. But a third expressive iteration to the graveyard. They go Shredder Bauble. Shredder Dream redeems on or off. I'd like them on if possible. I guess that should be possible. It looks like they're on. Nice to just have the not dead after all up on the Scallywag. Although Scallywag could be a good reason to play Terminate over Molten Collapse, because like if this was Terminate, we could go Fable and then instant speed Terminate on their turn. The hand is 2 Unholy Heats, so 2 expressive iterations, 2 mystery cards. But also we're playing a lot more fetches, so Molten Collapse is a lot better in this build too. Kinda close. Okay, deck tech for Salmon. Expected inherent. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, its control may exile that many cards to the top and play those cards till next. Deck techs, huh? we're doing them again. I guess. Hold on, let's see if they trade. Decide no trade. Probably need to cast a Fable with the Mirror Breaker here. Not dead to 1 Lightning Bolt, which is something. Yeah, no paid deck techs. No paid deck techs still. I guess we've got Cathedral Membrane. Maybe we have a deck tech rule. If I have to read more than 5 cards, the deck tech is immediately cancelled. I don't know. Okay, so the combo is Marauding Raptors plus Expected Inheritance. I don't know. Okay, I with Peace and Love, I don't know. This is too much. It's too much. It's too big a derail for the stream. It looks super cool. It looks super cool, super juicy. It also looks like awful. You know what I mean? But super cool, super juicy. I'm sorry. Okay, dead to this Lightning Bolt, I guess, plus the Connive. Yeah, immediately regret turning deck techs back. I don't know. It looks very cool. Very cool. Okay, we're gonna bring in the Kroxa. We're gonna bring in the Flame Slash. I think hit run's probably pretty good. It's like 7 damage against Murktide. Sheoldred's Edict obviously coming in too. I think this is a matchup where I've been wanting to just cut the 4 Breeches. And then 4th Voidwalker, probably. Well, not Molten Collapse. It just felt like too inefficient a use of mana. And like we have like just such a good chance to like double spell next turn and catch back up. I feel like it's okay to play the Fable and like be dead to the bolts, but not. On the play. Keep Farino. Yeah, I think if I have to read 5 or more cards, the deck tech gets bailed upon. Feels like a good policy to have. Okay, the heats don't kill the grief, so I think I'll just take the 2 non-heat cards here. They can trade for the Ragavans, but okay. I think if I didn't have second Ragavan, I wouldn't be dashing here. Also, dashing kind of has the problem of now they can draw a fetch land and heat my grief, but then my other Ragavan's kind of online. The hand should be Canal, Heat mystery card, and a new card return. Plays the Canal. Tanks. No dash may have gotten double heat from them. I doubt it. I doubt it. Maybe in like 3 turns. Although I'm not really sure they're thinking. Maybe they have iteration and they're thinking about just casting iteration there. Okay, I undoubt it, I guess. I don't know why they want to do that while I'm tapped out, but you were right, Chatter. Undoubt it. Feels so silly to, I think, take that line. Just take 4, draw a fetch land or a bauble, and you can just heat once. Speed Ida Strikes again? Yeah, I don't know. Cast a Grief by doing this. I'll just take the Murktide from the top of their library. Oh, you're talking about the heats. Yeah, I did get punished for my turn Edict. My opponent's also complaining about my draws, I think, when they punted pretty bad, although I didn't actually get punished for it. But listen, you win game 1. Don't complain about how good your opponent's drawing in game 2. You know what I mean? It's like never complain to your opponent about how good they're drawing. But listen, you're up a game. Let's go to game 3. You get to be on the play for game 3, and then when you win game 3 because you're on the play, you look like a dummy for complaining about how good your opponent's drawing. It's such bad etiquette. Keep this. I want to keep the hit run. I'm gonna put back 3rd land. Right go. Yeah, if you took with 3 pirates, you get 3 breaches abilities. Cast in my Scallywag. I'd love to surveil a Kroxa into the graveyard at some point this game. Friendly Scolded, they got 4 cards. Kinda thankful I was on the draw this game. Pretty glad I put the land back. Can't really graveyard that. Very low chance it resolves here. No, I feel like every time I fetch the first Surveillance, I'm like, dang, I really just need to have another Surveillance. Oh, cool. 2 for 1. Okay, so do we want to take the Shredder and play around Spell Snare? I think we can do that. Just like, we won't cast a 2-drop until we draw like a Thoughtseize or a Grief. I think that's okay. They have second Surveil land. Yeah, it looks super cool, Sam. It's just too big of a derail for Castle Scallywag. Just too big a derail for the stream. Play this to pay for Spell Pierce on hit run. I really want to hit a Murktide here. Make them take 7. Second iteration. Dog. Yeah, what is run? Attacking creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking creature. They're pretty castable off all your treasures. Looks like they do have Murktide here. Take 7. And a Spell Snare mystery card, so we're sandbagging the Scallywag for now. Oh, they're thinking about casting their spell. I guess their last card's like Ragavan. Now I think it's kind of good to just get the Voidwalker in play. Although if their card is Ragavan, it's kind of bad. Okay, I guess. Not sure what that mystery card was then. I attack for 3. So funny that like any other removal spell, they'd just be at 14 life here instead of 7. Yeah, I guess Dauthi Voidwalker is an honorary pirate, just like steals your stuff. Just another Magic Monday, 13 months. Thank you, welcome back. Preordain? I mean, they would have cast the Preordain, right? Wasn't an Express Federation preordained? Wait, did they just not cast Preordain that turn? Or did they? I thought they must have cast it, right? Is this the sole purpose of it? No, it's mostly for Scion of Draco. To get around when they have Leyline Scion, you have to make them sacrifice it, and so you make them sacrifice it and also take 12. Good. Is there last 2 cards both Spell Pierce? Yeah, I guess casting the Pierce to make top deck Murktide bigger probably is fine. Pierce is kind of not very likely to do anything else this game. Alright, let's discard the push. Fortunately, not a permanent for Scallywag. But they're at 5, presumably, and it'd be kind of tough for them to win this game. Alright. Scallywag has been excellent bait for Voidwalker. Treasures do not trigger Descend. Only non-token. Permanent. But says F you. But yeah, now you can complain. It's game 3, brother. It's game 3. Complain in game 3 if you're gonna complain about my draws. You won game 1. Don't complain when you're going to game 3 and you're on the play for game 3. It's a bad look. It's a really bad look when you complain and then you crush your opponent. The opponent's also just kind of just a removal spell from stabilizing. Although I guess not really, because they're definitely top deck removal. I do have a Bolt under the Voidwalker, but Voidwalker also casts Bolt by attacking. FY, friend you. Dude, iteration. Iteration into Bolt, iteration into 2 removal spells. It's like literally the only card they could top deck to get out of this, but they also have to hit 2 relevant cards here, of course. I guess like blocker removal spell does it too. Bolt is unfortunately 1 point short, but like I've kind of never wanted to lose a game more. You know? I've never wanted to lose a game more. Yeah, they can see. Bummer. They complain to your opponent about how lucky they were to win anyways. Thankfully they didn't do that. They did not commit a crime. So Overgrown Tomb Gigantha. The Coddles are up against Domain Zoo. I feel like this is maybe a hand where I should just evoke Grief on Voidwalker. Make them think I have an Undying effect by not playing my land first. So I'm gonna only play 1 spell next turn. I think I just take the Bolt. Are you playing Scam? Those are good guys. I think I have some interesting new tech for Scam, I think. We're doing a league. We're doing a league. I hope that's okay. We have 8 pirates, or 12 pirates in that. Another hit run matchup too. I haven't been playing discard decks, or haven't been playing discard decks lately. Be a bit more on top about managing the known cards. Yeah, I feel like Fable and Voidwalker are pirate adjacent. Like Voidwalker literally steals stuff from your opponent. 2/3 for 2? 2/3 trample for 2? I don't know. Y'all cast this? I think because I just know my opponent's hand is it's 2 leyline bindings, I'll take the creature, you know what I mean? Like I think if I thought my opponent's hand was like more proactive, we don't cast this, but just taking the creature against the double removal spell hand feels so correct. A tapped Breeding Pool. And binding my Ragavan. I think it's also still kind of close between Voidwalker and Fatal Push. I think we just push. Really bad if they draw, like if they have one of these or one of these off the top. But if we can get them to binding this instead of our next threat, it's probably good. Although, you know, Fable also plays into the binding kind of well. We draw land. Looks like Gigantha? Yeah, this is gonna be just so annoying for this Sober Brawler, I don't know. Okay, we draw another 3-drop. Okay, yep. Feel like the casting a Brawler maybe has won us this game, or let's put us ahead, I think. Plays Windswept Heath. Gigantha in hand. So their hand is 2 non-lands that are duds, so maybe they have a leyline? Hard to say. Kind of too bad this isn't a red fetch land, because we could maybe play it off the Voidwalker next turn if we need to. I'm also very surprised they didn't fetch end of turn, because now they can't like fetch 2 basics, can they? I don't think they play 2 basics. Yeah, they could have Tribal Flames also. That would make some sense. Yeah, Stubborn Denial would make some sense. But if they have Tribal Flames, I think they'll realize that they like can they just fetch Shock twice? Maybe they can. But I feel like they can just get tap land, Tribal Flames, the Voidwalker this turn, and then play into my Not Dead after all. I guess. Oh, they do. They do just have 2 basics. Okay, didn't realize that. Okay, so they're gonna go to 2. Hopefully, we have a land or a lightning bolt on top. Third best option. I guess maybe even better than a land. And then we don't even die to double Tribal Flames or both Tribal Flames here because like they don't play basic Mountain. I'm pretty sure there's no way for them to attack with Gigantha and then cast 2 burn spells while they're at 2 life. They can't shock or fetch shock. Although they can dash Ragavan into Tribal Flames. Which is, I think, got to be the only way they could win. But they don't have it, okay. Ooh, nice. Blood Moon's in. Edict in. Hit run. Flame Slash. Breeches out. We only cast 1 Breeches this game, but we're just bringing in a better 3-drop here. I know the Voidwalkers look kind of good this game, but they're just like so bad when you're behind on board. I think that they're just the cut. Maybe even play like 1 Kroxa over the 4th Voidwalker. I feel like that looks good to me. Let's trade this. I think I like Thoughtseize against them too. Could trim 1. Could play Explosives on the play, maybe. Probably not. Legion's End is also decent. Yeah, maybe we should have played Legion's End. Kind of on board. Legion's End is just a good modern card. Y'all want to keep this? I guess. I had a lot of scam hands this league. How does the interaction Blood Moon versus Leyline of the Guild Pact work? Leyline does beat Blood Moon. Maybe Blood Moon's not as good against them anymore as it used to be, but if they don't have Leyline, the Blood Moon is kind of like 3 mana win the game, so it's kind of swingy. But maybe we shouldn't have it anymore. You know, get super punished. Maybe we could also just like occasionally loot it away, right? Like I think this game we'll just get Blood Crypt and Blood Moon works timestamps, does it? I was under the impression that Leyline beat Blood Moon. Let me they have to have a basic. Lands you control are basic land type in addition to the other types. Blood Moon turns all non-basics into mountains. Okay, so Blood Moon does win. Blood Moon always wins. Come on. You don't have a second spell for me to get? I'll take the Zoggoth Triumph. Wait, why did they play the Triumph? I feel like they're like... I feel like I'm just definitely trying to cycle both of these. Top deck Scion. Not quite that lucky. Scallywag, no descend, sad. But if they fetch basics, if they fetch 1 basic, then that basic taps for all 5 colors. After my descending in this deck, I have. What's the current fetch land count? 11 fetch lands, plus Evoking Grief, plus Sacking Voidwalker, plus Fable discard. Should be pretty consistent. Gonna cycle this turn probably. 12? Is it 12 or I just counted 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, hold on. I've got more. We've gone through a few drafts. I have how many fetch lands? What happens when a deck is the backup deck for like 3 days? I have 13. Let's go. They got 2 basics here. Yeah, it's funny Dingo's playing the vampire scam deck, or now we're playing the pirate scam deck. It'd be funny if our only loss this league is the elves. Worst matchup. This guy's been better than Bowmaster in all the games. It's also worse against Murktide, but yeah, I think so. I think Murktide's the big matchup where Bowmasters is better than I think Scallywag is much better in like this matchup in Rhinos. Direfleet, Daredevil, Kitesail, Karzev not good enough instead for the 2-drop? Yeah, of course not. Of course they aren't good enough. Devo, thank you for the resubscription. Hope you're doing well. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. It seems so inconsistent, but I do like that you can pitch everything to Grief. There's probably like the whole appeal. Turn 1 Xander's Lounge. Just gonna surveil here, then play Ragavan with not dead after all up on turn 2. But we're actually playing for the first time on this channel a Leyline Scion deck, and one of the juicier ones to be sure. I almost started with that deck, but I'm just like I can't not get to this list for the 3rd day in a row. Graveyard Breeches, Eager Pillager. Blood Hall Ooze. Or getting iced here. That's bad. Okay, yeah, let me read. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control black permanent, put a counter on ooze. Play a green, put a counter on it. Cool. Cool. How do we win? The Breeches Eager Pillager, maybe? They Breeches, first strike block, they get in for 8, attack with both, flip another removal spell, kill second Rhino. Game 1 is obviously just so tough. That'd be Friday Plane Shift. I'll go with Magda if there's a playable 1-drop dwarf. If Ragavan was a dwarf, Magda would probably be somewhat reasonable. Although, I don't know, 2 toughness is just... It's just not a lot of toughness. Okay, so they're Rainbow Rhinos, so we're gonna bring in the hit run because it answers the Scion. We're gonna bring in Legions in for the same, or Legion in for Rhino, Sheoldred's Edict for Scion. 2 explosives, 2 Chalice, and then I also want some number of Blood Moons on the play. Breeches, 3 toughness. Think this card is gonna stay in post board. Let's get the Fables. I think I don't want 0 fatal pushes, but I think I want like 1. I guess Flame Slash is better than push because it kills Scion and kills Rhinos. Maybe I don't want Molten Collapse, or the second Molten Collapse. Because we have 2 explosives, 1 Legions in, 1 Edict, 1 hit run. That's probably a good amount of removal with the 2 Molten Collapse. The Trim, 4th Breeches. I like the Scallywags a lot. They do just have 2 toughness though. So they're the Voidwalkers. Let's play 2 Blood Moons. I think they can play around it. It's kind of runs into Force Negation. Bad when you're behind. 4th Ragavan. I'm not cutting the 4th Ragavan on the play. You can trim it on the draw. Having nearly the exact same 75 a calibrated blast deck, you flash. Have Tribal Flames over Bolts. Brother, we got 4 Tribal Flames too. But yeah, I agree. The deck kind of did build itself when I was working on it yesterday. Was not super tough to hammer out, thankfully. Okay, let's try it. Okay, no ley line. You want E? I thought the card's made against Rainbow Rhinos. Yeah, you want engineered explosives against any crashing footfalls, any crashing footfalls deck. I think it's like silly to not. Get our treasure, which, you know, bare minimum lets us cast our 3-drop next turn. Is that 3-drop going to be Blood Moon? Probably should be. Although we can just hit run the Scion, deal them 12 plus 2. I guess what I'll actually do is go Breeches, get in for 2 this turn. And then fair enough. Dock's down to 14. I fear that we're just going to be like 2 damage short this game. Blood Moon easy win. Well, they could just very easily enforce a negation there. I think if I draw a black card next turn, I've got a pretty good chance to cheese them with the hit run. They're shocking. Played the lay. Okay, never mind. 3-2, not the most exciting. I feel like we didn't do the pirate thing very often, but I also don't have another Scam League in me. We'll play more Scallywag decks too. I've been wanting to play Scallywag Anvil a little bit lately. Anvil is kind of mid though. But let's pivot to the domain. Calibrated Blast deck. Domain Blast? Domain.